By now, you would know about Donald Trump's threats regarding the Panama Canal. He wants the U.S. to take control of the canal. He's made that quite clear. And now, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is in Panama to meet with the country's leaders. And this is after the Trump administration complained about alleged Chinese interference over the operations of the critical shipping lane. Hegseth is expected to participate in bilateral meetings during a security conference, and this is in a bid to reportedly advance efforts in strengthening partnerships with Panama and other countries in the region. And then there is Trump's constant insistence on taking back the Panama Canal. Trump claims Panama charges excessive tolls for U.S. ships to pass through the canal. He has called them ridiculous, very unfair, quote unquote. And with that backdrop, Hegseth's visit is significant to say the least. In fact, Secretary of State Marco Rubio traveled to Panama in early February to reportedly pressurize the country into curbing China's influence. Meanwhile, recently speaking at a press conference in Panama City, the controller of the Republic of Panama indicated that the Hong Kong firm in charge of two key Panama Canal ports has flouted the terms, and Panama did not receive $1.2 billion it was owed under the port's contract with it.
To conclude, I believe this is a very delicate matter. As I said earlier, the people from the Panamanian Maritime Authority at that time, when the renewal took place, wrongly used an audit by the comptroller, which stated textually that substantial compliance with the basic obligations of the contract had been achieved.
Que se habían hecho.
This could trigger huge economic fallout to the effect of around $1.2 billion, reportedly. Remember, time and again, the United States has said that the presence of the Hong Kong firm to operate ports at either end of the canal is a threat to its national security and the region as a whole. Hegseth's visit has naturally triggered a lot of speculation about what lies ahead. What happens here onwards will be very interesting to watch. As tensions rise over a potential Chinese attack on Taiwan, the United States military is preparing to station multiple long-range surveillance drones in Japan's Okinawa prefecture, a strategically important area close to Taiwan. This deployment is part of a broader move by Washington and its allies to push back against the growing presence of Chinese drones in the region. In fact, on Tuesday, Japan's defense minister announced that MQ-4C Triton drones will be deployed in the coming weeks to Kadena Air Base, which is a key U.S. military facility on Okinawa's main island, produced by Northrop Grumman. The MQ-4C Triton drones can fly at over 50,000 feet, stay airborne for more than 24 hours, and can cover distances of up to 13,700 kilometers. That's 7,400 nautical miles. The U.S. had previously, briefly, stationed two of these drones at Kadena last year, between May and October. In a 2023 statement, the U.S. Air Force hailed Kadena's location as crucial for conducting intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance missions, and for giving access to key hotspots across the Indo-Pacific. Japan's defense minister also indicated that the new deployment is a timely measure as Chinese military activities have increased near Japan's southwestern islands. He said, and I'm quoting here, the security environment around our nation is growing more dangerous, quote unquote. Remember, China has been escalating military pressure around Taiwan, an island that Beijing claims as part of China and promises reunification, even if by force, if required. Now, Chinese drones have started venturing closer to the Japanese territory as well. Nakatani has noted that around 30 Chinese drone flights were recorded in 2024, a major jump from just 4 flights in 2021. He said that Chinese drones' operational range has also expanded noticeably and that some drones are now flying far closer to Japan than ever before. Since April 2023, Japan has also observed drone activity between Yonaguni Island and Taiwan, a path previously not used by Chinese forces. Additional drone flights have been tracked off Amami Oshima in Kagoshima Prefecture. Back in February, the Japanese government also revealed its first ever contingency plan to evacuate citizens from islands near Taiwan in case of a war. And Japan's emergency measures involve using ships and aircraft to move an estimated 110,000 people off 5 islands in the Sakishima chain, all part of Okinawa Prefecture. What's more, Tokyo also plans to start conducting evacuation drills from April next year to prepare for such a scenario. The looming threat of a Chinese military operation against Taiwan has driven Tokyo to reinforce security across its outlying territories, amid fears that they could be drawn into a regional conflict. And Japan's worries are not unfounded. China has stepped up military actions targeting Taiwan as part of its defense strategy. Tokyo also reportedly plans to install surface-to-air missile systems on Yonaguni, which is again a remote island just 100 kilometers from Taiwan. According to local media, this Japanese island already hosts a Japanese military base and is now building temporary underground shelters, reportedly stocked with supplies to last 2 weeks. Japanese media has also recently reported that the government is looking to station long-range missiles in Kyushu, which is a southern island. Coming back to Okinawa for now, the Japanese prefecture is home to nearly 50,000 American troops. Okinawa would play a vital role in any emergency involving Taiwan. Elon Musk has completed his first 100 days in the Trump administration, which also means 100 days of him heading the White House's Department of Government Efficiency. What do Americans feel at this point? US citizens in various parts have graded the world's richest man and the department led by him from a range of A to F. While some called it fantastic, even praised the department for the efforts it has taken to cut down corruption, many slammed it as inhumane and disgusting. There were some who vented out their frustration, in fact, at Musk's leadership, with one of them calling the department the worst thing to ever happen to our country, quote unquote. But how did things reach this point? US President Donald Trump, remember, created the department with an aim to streamline government operations, cutting waste and slash federal spending. And as per the department's social media account, the task force led by Musk is said to have saved billions of dollars by cancelling diversity, equity and inclusion contracts, among other expenses. As of March 27, on its official website, the department claimed it has saved close to a total of $130 billion of American taxpayers' money, reportedly. Musk's department is also rife with controversy, be it mass firings or severe cost-cutting measures, and the latest being the accusation leveled against the department of snooping on US federal workers using AI. In an exclusive Reuters report, the department has been charged with using AI tools like the AI chatbot developed by Musk himself to allegedly surveil on at least one federal agency's communication. Scientists have successfully brought back genetically engineered wolves that resemble the extinct dire wolf, sparking both awe and controversy. It's an astonishing feat of genetic engineering, but should we be playing God, as it has been said? Take a look.
They ruled the Ice Age. Now they're back. Scientists have revived the legendary dire wolf, an apex predator. Unseen for 13,000 years is back. It's not a fantasy. It's not fiction. It's happening right now. These are the Romulus and Remus having DNA that biotechnology company, Colossal Biosciences, says closely resemble that of the extinct dire wolf.
So, yes, they have slightly genetically modified wolves, maybe. And that's probably the best that you're going to get. And those slight modifications seem to have been derived from retrieved direwolf material. Does that make it a direwolf? No. Does it make a slightly modified gray wolf? Yes. And that's probably about it.
These wolves were larger and more robust than their modern relatives, the gray wolves. They roamed across the Americas before extinction wiped them out around 9,500 years ago. Colossal's team extracted ancient DNA from fossils, including a 13,000-year-old tooth found in Ohio and a 72,000-year-old skull fragment from Idaho.
To de-extinct something would be to bring that evolutionary lineage back into existence, and that would cause a gap where that species was, there's a gap when it isn't, and now that species exists again. What they've done is use genetic engineering to make a gray wolf superficially resemble a dire wolf, or at least what we think dire wolves might have looked like, because we're not really sure what that is either.
These 3 genetically engineered wolves are now trotting, sleeping, and howling in an undisclosed secure location in the U.S., according to the company that aims to bring back lost species. But not everyone is celebrating. Ecologists and ethicists are sounding alarms about tampering with evolutionary history. Reintroducing extinct species, they argue, could disrupt delicate ecosystems already under stress from human activity and climate change. There's also the question of what comes next. If dire wolves return, will mammoths follow? Saber-toothed tigers? What safeguards, if any, exist? Well, Colossal says it's just getting started. The company has plans to bring back the woolly mammoth by 2028, the age of resurrection. Science has begun, sparking awe, fear, and fierce debate. What was once the domain of myth and fiction is now reality. However, the question is, what new foreign components are created in the genetic process? The concerns go well beyond ethical boundaries.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.